In the previous video, we created a procedure that returns all of the server entries that we have in our data table. So what we're going to do now is we're going to call that procedure and have it return what the what our database returns, our SQL returns, or SQL, sorry. So we're going to head over to our database interface class. We're going to create a new public function. It's going to be public, but the return type is going to be data table. Let's call it GetAllServers. And we're going to copy what we have in delete data and delete the add parameters. Then we're going to change our procedure name to get all server entries. So once we have the base that basically set up, we create a new data table. So data table dt equals new data table. We're going to do dt dot load, and what we're going to load is command dot execute reader. Then we're simply going to return dt, our data table. And in our catch, we're just going to do return new data table. So from here, we can go ahead and set it up to be called when we perform our get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this return type to data table. And I'm going to create a new database object. And what I'm going to return is db.getAllServers. Now we have an error here. We can just press Alt Enter. And not real. Yeah, we're going to change it to using system dot data no, that's fine. Just include using system dot data. And I'm going to actually get rid of the rest of these to clean it up. Let's go ahead and build and launch our web API. And here we are. So these are the only two servers that I have in my list here in my data table. So I'm going to head over to Postman, change it from post to get, and the URL is correct. And I'm going to hit send. And here is what it returned. So we now have an array that contains two entries. So the first already is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As you can see, pretty much everything matches up. So here's the second entry, and here's the first. So we now have gotten pretty much our return, which is what we wanted. So now that we can access it from our web API, we can move on and work on accessing it from our game. So I'll see you then.